I am glad to hear that some of my former colleagues in Congress are speaking out against the recent unconstitutional airstrikes in Syria. But they're ignoring the bigger issue. The regime change war the United States continues to wage in Syria using al-Qaeda, al-Nusra, HTS terrorists as our proxy ground force, and who now occupy and control the city of Idlib, imposing Sharia law and cleansing the area of most Christians and religious minorities. The Biden administration continues to use our military to illegally occupy northeastern Syria to, quote, take the oil, as Trump so crassly but honestly put it, violating international law. A modern-day siege of draconian embargo and sanctions, similar to what the Saudi-U.S. alliance employed in Yemen, is causing death and suffering for millions of innocent Syrians, depriving them of things like food, medicine, clean water, energy, warmth, and making it impossible for the Syrian people to try to begin to rebuild their war-torn country.
You know, there's a lot of talk in the media about a Republican civil war. Really? Really? Hey, media, when I see a boat parade covered with Romney flags, then I'll believe that there's a big counter to Trump in the Republican Party. But the truth of the matter is, the Republican Party is the Trump Party. And all the never-Trumpers that voted for his impeachment in the House, just about all of them are going to be primaried out, including Liz Cheney. And over the next, 4 years or 6 years, the Republican senators, as they come up, the ones that voted against Trump is in the impeachment. I'm talking about you, Mr. Cassidy of Louisiana, and let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, we can't forget Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. You're going to be facing very tough primaries. Some of you are just going to be leaving like Toomey. But the point is, there is no real civil war in the Republican Party. But you know where there is a big civil war? Among the left. It's huge, and it's something the media is currently ignoring. And that speech by Tulsi Gabbard from a few days ago is just one important sign of that impending civil war. And I see signs of it all over. You don't even have to look very hard. Now, let's just see how far Tulsi has come in just 1 year. Let's go back exactly a year ago to her ringing endorsement of Joe Biden.
So today, I'm suspending my presidential campaign and offering my full support to Vice President Joe Biden in his quest to bring our country together. I will continue to advocate for a 21st century foreign policy, one that's based on mutual respect and cooperation instead of confrontation, where we as a community of nations can work together to overcome the great challenges that our people face.
Yeah. How did that 21st century foreign policy, which ended up in bombing Syria, how'd that work out? So, yeah, there's a definite rift there, and guess what? It's going to get even worse. Now, good example, what a lot of people overlooked when they saw the following video is something hovering in the background there. So let's take a look at Joe Biden. I believe it was yesterday, where he has everybody focused in on how he forgot the name of his own secretary, defense secretary, the building he worked in, and also the women generals that he appointed. So let's take a look, but I want to also, after it's over, just a brief clip, I want to point out something very, very important.
So I want to thank you both, and I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I want to make sure we thank the secretary for all he's done to try to implement what we've just talked about, and for recommending these two women for promotion. Thank you all. May God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
It's the Hexagon. That's that outfit over there that guy runs. The guy works at the Hexagon. It's a famous building. Hexagon. Just remember that, Joe. The next time you start forgetting what the building is, it's the Hexagon. But guess what? Okay, put that aside as forgetfulness and everything. The big takeaway, did you notice who was hovering? And she's always hovering over Joe Biden. Right there, Kamala Harris. Okay, however you pronounce her name. She's always hovering around him. Have you ever seen a vice president hover over the shoulder of a president so much as Kamala Harris is? And why do you think that is? It's obvious. They are going to remove Biden from office. I think they're hoping he resigns, but I don't think his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, will approve. So they'll try to 25th Amendment him out of office, which also will bring up some fireworks, because when they try to do that, Dr. Jill Biden, man, they're going to have to smooth things over with her. But the big thing is, let's say they override you got that, Dr. Jill Biden. They override her. They remove Biden from office, either by forcing him to resign or 25th Amendment him out, and they install Kamala Harris. I mean, Siri, what do you think the reaction is going to be from Tulsi Gabbard? I think we can get a hint of this from in the presidential Democrat presidential debates in 2019. Let's take a look.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about reentering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize, but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response,
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Okay, folks, grab your popcorn, because there is going to be a fireworks supernova exploding among the Democrats, or within the left anyway, if and when, which probably will happen sooner than later, they remove Joe Biden, install Kamala Harris, and seriously, I mean, do you think Tulsi Gabbard is just going to sit by? And by the way, it's not just Tulsi Gabbard. There's a lot of discontent in the left towards the Democrats. First, it was the issue of force the vote, where they wanted to withhold. They were pushing to withhold the vote for Nancy Pelosi back in January, in exchange for her forcing the vote on Medicare for all, which the left supports. But now the big thing is they can the $15 an hour minimum wage, which was approved by the House, and it was in the coronavirus COVID bill package that just passed, and then it was taken out by the Senate. Now, guess what? The big issue is that all these so-called left liberal Democrats that were squawking for $15 an hour, they can force the vote. They can force the vote by forcing it back to the Senate with the $15 an hour by voting down the bill that came back without the $15 an hour. Now, I have a great video down below. I mean, you know what? There are like Tulsi Gabbard. There's other leftists that I respect. Why? Because they don't want to eliminate us, people of an opposite point of view. You know, that's the way it used to be, by the way. You know, you could disagree with an ad like Stevenson or Hubert Humphrey or even a Jimmy Carter, but you never felt like they were going to eliminate you. That's the eliminate. The Democrats have become eliminationists. They want to eliminate you from the ability to of speaking out. We've seen what happened with the suppression on social media. This is in concert with the Democrats and the mainstream media. But I want you to see the video below. I mean, it's hilarious because there's a big split among the left. This is part of the coming left civil war among the left, and it's where Jimmy Dore hilariously. I mean, I was splitting my gut. It's an hour video, but I mean, I was laughing all the way through it. Where he just takes apart Cenk Uygur or Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. So I have the link below to that. But in the meantime, the Tulsi Gabbard criticism of the Biden foreign policy, that only portends the big, giant civil war among the left, among who I call the honest left, like Tulsi Gabbard, Jimmy Dore, and many others. I think Aaron Mate, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and the what I call the eliminationist left, which is unfortunately is most of the Democrat Party now. They want to eliminate the right of their opponents to free speech. Now the honest leftists, I got no problem with them. I can disagree. I don't agree with Medicare for all, but we can discuss it. We don't have to eliminate each other. It's called democracy. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.